Welcome to Court TV Live on this Tuesday morning. It's great to see you. I'm Julie Grant. We start things off in Ohio with the murder trial of defendant Bionca Ellis. This woman is accused of stabbing 3-year-old Julian Wood in the parking lot of a popular grocery store last year. Okay, so who's right here? Let's talk about it. Let's bring in forensic psychiatrist Dr. Carol Lieberman and attorney Randolph Rice. Good morning to you both. Dr. Carol, let me start with you. Which expert do you agree with and why, please?
I agree with the state's expert. It's always very interesting, the battle of the experts. The jury looks at a number of things to decide who is right. I mean, clearly they don't have deep knowledge of schizophrenia or mental illness. So they look at, first of all, does the expert seem professional? Do they seem credible? What did they do to get to their conclusions? Now, the state expert pointed to how few pages the defense expert had written in her report. Not that the number of pages is the determining factor, but it's like clearly he seemed to have done a lot more investigation, and he didn't just accept her word for it. And the jury wants to see an explanation. They want to understand how how she got from A to B to C. And the better that you can explain that as the expert, the more likely they are going to go along with what you say. Also, they look at how much do you believe it? How strongly do you believe what you're saying? And clearly the state's experts seemed to be much more sure of himself, much more sure of what he was saying, that he believed that.
Appreciate it, Dr. Carol. Randolph Rice, tell us, looking at this as an attorney, whose expert do you like better and why, please?
Yeah, good morning, ladies. I agree with Dr. Carol, and I think that this goes to picking the best and most reliable person for the stand.
Dr. Carol, would you explain to us about that? Where does rage fall here? He says it's not a symptom. Yesterday, we had an attorney guest on the show, not a doctor like yourself, but an attorney guest who was saying, oh, if you do a quick Google search, you see that, anger can come from someone suffering from schizophrenia at a particular point in time, saying this will be easily refuted on the cross, which is happening now. Who's right here?
Well, it's a good thing that psychiatrists have to do more than Google searches.
Exactly.
Anybody can have rage, whether someone with a mental illness, without a mental illness. Yes. Can schizophrenics have rage? Sometimes, yes. What does it due to? Sometimes it can be due to just normal everyday things. Sometimes it can be due to hearing voices telling them that this person, is going to do that, and telling them why they should be angry at someone or in a situation. So the rage in itself does not, that's like that's an old wives' tale. It's like, a lot of times people believe that schizophrenics are all violent, and that's not true.
And that's interesting. So here, picking apart these facts, this woman acknowledges that she felt rage. She was upset, having a bad morning. She had slept outside overnight. She was hot. Clearly frustrated. When we see her on the camera footage from the police station, she goes, gets the knives at the thrift store, and then she goes to do the stabbings. So, Dr. Carol, she's acknowledging her rage. And the defense team seems to be saying, well, this is caused by her schizophrenia, that she really didn't know right from wrong. Thoughts on that?
Well, yeah. I mean, we know at least we have one cause for her rage when she went to the police station and she wasn't able to get her belongings and all of that. So, I mean, even schizophrenics have real reasons. They're not always psychotic. And there was a real reason why she was enraged. And, then she went and got the knives. So that was another sign that she was enraged. But that really has nothing to do with whether she was not guilty by reason of insanity, what she was thinking at the time. I said that I thought that it would be really interesting to find out what she thought when the mother, came towards her with the shopping cart and then she veered. Did she have some kind of did she hear a voice that told her something about that woman? I mean, if there was something like that, something specific, that one could put one's hat on, that's different. But the defense psychiatrist didn't really explain in a way to explain why she picked that woman, why she picked that child, what she was thinking at that moment. You can't just say they both agree she has schizophrenia and that she was angry, but that's not enough. You have to get more to the specifics.
I love that. Dr. Carroll, you're really speaking to my lawyer brain, the logic. What you just said there about she had a real reason to be enraged, right? Because she was mad at the police station. She wanted to get her property back. They wouldn't give her property back. She's upset, turning the lights off in the lobby. Like you said, we need to separate in our minds the idea that someone experiencing schizophrenia, you know, living with it, isn't always in a psychotic episode. She was, you know, pretty clear-headed to ask for her belongings. She knew where to go, what to ask for, got mad. So yeah, this logical explanation you just gave us is really hitting home. Randolph, what do you think the lawyers need to do with what Dr. Carroll just gave us if you're on the side of the prosecution?
Well, one thought that I had while Dr. Carroll was talking is that it's possible that the jury may just cancel both of these experts out.
So, okay, we're going to leave this right here. Dr. Carroll, before we say goodbye to you, we thank you for waking up early on the West Coast to join us this morning and weigh in. Any final thoughts on Bionca Ellis and anything we should be understanding here as we take in these opinions?
Well, just another part is that she's had schizophrenia from the time she was 22 and she's now 33, and she's learned how to work the system too. In that she knows when she's hungry, she can go do something to get arrested and be taken to jail. I mean, we saw that in a clip where she was in a wheelchair and police came over to her. She was happy to go into the police car and be taken to jail because, you know, she was hungry. So now, but that isn't to say, again, I guess the one important thing also is just to underline what I said before about schizophrenics. Not all schizophrenics are violent.
I appreciate that, Dr. Carroll. That is an important point we want to underscore this morning. Thank you for lending us your expertise. We'll see you soon.